Islam. First, I give praise to Allah, the great God of the universe. I give honor to his holy prophet, Prophet Noble Drew Ali. I give honor to Brother Marcus Garvey, the forerunner to the prophet. I give honor to Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, Confucius, etc. I give honor to the past supreme grand advisors and moderators of the Moorish Science Temple of America, Brother C. Kirkman Bey, Brother F. Nelson Bey, and Brother J. Blakely Bey. I give honor to our past Grand Sheik and moderator, Brother R. Love Ill. I give honor to our present Grand Sheik and moderator, Brother R. Jones Bey, and to his assistant, Brother A. Hawkins Bey. I give honor to all of you who have joined us this evening. I give honor to my sisters and to our media team who helps us keep this all running. I am Sister Ingrid Ill from Temple 71. Tonight's topic is final exam. Final exam.
Yes.
Peace.
Islam, Islam, Islam. I'd like to rise, giving all praises to Allah, honor to our holy and divine prophet, Prophet Noble Drew Ali, honors to Brother Marcus Mosiah Garvey, honors to the leadership of the Moorish Science Temple of America, and honors to each and every one of you. This is Sister T. Hopkins Bay out of Temple number 11, Philadelphia, PA. Islam Wars.
Islam. I'm Sister T. Britt Bay from Temple number 71, Washington, D.C. And forgive me for my honors. I rise and give praises to my Father God Allah. I give honors to our Prophet Noble Drew Ali. I give honors to everything and every person that the sister gave honors to. I give honors where honors due. I give honors to each and every one of you. Peace.
In Islam, first I give praise to the great God of the universe, our Father God Allah. I give honor to our holy prophet Noble Drew Ali. I give honor to everything that the sister said before me, because when we give honor to man, we give honor to Allah. My name is Sister A. Robin Abe. I'm from Temple number 21, and we're about to get this conversation going. And so the first question that we have to ask is, what do we even mean by the final exam?
Islam. Well, to me, a final exam is, the way I look at it is, it's where we're tested of our skills and lessons that we've been taught. And this here we find out our understanding, what we understood. We get to see where we are strong or weak in certain skills. And this is over a period of time, a course of a study. These are things that we've learned through our practice and through our studying of something or a particular subject. I just wanted to share something in reference to that in chapter 1 on page 5. The prophet said, a multitude of lessons man must learn upon the plane of soul. And here, and here he tarries many ages until his lessons are all learned. So that's, to me, is what I think about when I think of a final exam. It's like, okay, I've been studying, I've been practicing, this certain thing for quite some time now. And now here comes the big day. Here comes the final moment where I'm about to find out just what I have learned, just what I've actually been practicing. It's going to show in this test. And I see it, a lot in my everyday life when I'm up against challenges or anything like that, anything that I have to go through my interaction with people and things of that nature. So that to me is what a final test is, or a final exam. I'm sorry. Peace.
Islam, rising again, giving praises to Allah, honors to the prophet. So praise Allah for the topic and everything that Sister Britt Bay just expounded on. And I'm in agreement with her. The final exam, in my opinion, is, the exam that you have, from Allah. Um, to me, you're being tested all throughout life to see how um your strength is getting tested, your progress is getting tested to see how far that you've come. It speaks about in our Quran how man must pass through all the ways of life. So with that being said, there are some things that you're going to go through, and I think that it's important to see how you measure up, and that's only from, you know it comes from Allah. That's one thing that is between you and Allah, because when you haven't grown in certain aspects, you have to answer for that. When you
That's
have
right.
grown in certain aspects, you still have to answer for that. Your
That's right.
children can't answer for it, your mates can't answer for it. That's completely up to you. And so, when you have gone through some things in life, and those things may come up again, it's only to gauge and see how you've grown, how you've learned, what your experience is. I know for me personally, my experience today is not in 2022 is not the same experience that I had back in 2012, because I have grown and unfolded, and
Absolutely.
I've learned some things in life.
Yes.
So, at times I think that we have to, reflection being the business of man, you have to reflect on those things that you have experienced and figure out how you can do it better the next time, or
That's
how
right.
you can be better the next time. So when that final exam, which is when man comes to the point of fruition, in my opinion, you move on to that soul plane, and you also are still reflecting, because there's still some trials that you got to go through. There's still
That's right.
some things that you got to work out on the soul plane.
That's
And
right.
so you also get to look back again and say, you know, what have I overcome? Came, what have I what can I do better, or what can I work out? So praise Allah, when man reaches fruition, that's that final exam, in my opinion.
Yes, yes. Sis, when I heard you talking, all I could think about is our spiritual test is individual.
That's
Because I
right.
can't ask Sister Greg Hill, what's the answer on this? How do I deal with this challenge? Because what might have worked for her might not work for me. It's an
That's right.
individual test spiritually. That's awesome.
That's right.
Yes. It's the final exam could be at any day, any moment.
Any
It's
moment.
what I've done. It's what I've done in that day. Like, is this my final exam? Which means I got to ace this today. I got to be kind today. I got to be loving today. I got to extend my hand today. I have to. We talked about this in Sunday school yesterday. I have to serve the foe that seeks to do me harm today.
Mm-hmm.
You know, um, that in my final exam, I gotta always represent so that I could get to be with Allah. You know, that's what the final exam is. Partly of what the final exam is for me. Peace.
Mm. Yeah, I think I agree with all of you. I do think when I have final, I think of it as the last exam. So I
Mm.
do think of like that big moment where I have to, all those tests
Right.
and quizzes that you get. To me, that shows where I'm
Yes.
at
Yes.
on the plan. You think you loving? Okay, let's throw the foe out there and see how loving you are today, right? And then you got to go and like, oh, I didn't nail that test. Okay, and then it keeps coming back and forth. It To me, the exam is not about, when you think of school, it's like, well, what do I know? But to me, this exam is not about what do I know. It's what do I do? How do I
Yeah.
live the truth?
Mm-hmm.
And that's a difference. Am I speaking the words, or am I living the words? And we
Mm.
need to live the lessons. The
Mm.
prophet says man needs a pattern. We have prophets that were patterns, but we can be patterns. There are other people that are patterns that I see. I'm like, oh, I like the way they do that. They figured that's their lesson that they figured out. And it gives you, to me, watching other people as they have grown and unfold, gives you the strength and courage, and you can go to someone who's going through that difficult moment for support or advice, even though you got to get to your test,
Exactly.
but you get that pattern from somebody else, like, oh, that's
Yes.
how she dealt with that difficulty with her child or whatever it is. Let me go talk to her because she went through it and she shows me I can pass the test. So to me, all of these, every day we have many tests to see where we are along the way. And the
Yeah,
final,
that's
to
right.
me, it's automatically when you are, with your Father God alone.
Yes. And
that's why
we
it's
may not ace
important
it.
that that's why it's important that I should say do my best to be my best every day, because I'm gonna fall short. I'm human, right? And I don't want to make that an
Mhm.
excuse, but it is
There you
a
go.
fact. When I do find myself outside of my passions or out of my circle or just out of pocket, I have to make a speedy reparation. So when I constantly live that way, the last day I'm on earth, I may have misbehaved. So all the other
Mhm.
days leading up to that, I hope I put more good on the credit side of life, to
Right.
be able to
Absolutely.
wear the law. Because when the trumpet sound, that's it. That's it. So for me, it's just best that I try every day. And some days I'm gonna fall short, but praise
Mm-hmm.
Allah, um, they're most good days and bad. Peace.
That's right. Peace.
Islam, I just wanted to make a quick correction to what I said. All men must pass through ways of life, but it was perfected men must pass through all the ways of life. Praise Allah.
Praise Allah.
And keeping in mind, we're striving for perfection. So we're not perfect yet. So we might not ace the exam. We may not ace it. But if we act as thy soul dictates, the end
And shall always be right.
shall be always right. So
And shall
I
always be
just try to
right.
keep that in mind each day that I'm given or I wake up and I'm allowed the opportunity to try at it again, which I call the makeup test, if I didn't do so great yesterday. Yeah.
One last thought before, I know we're about to move to another question, but just, I read this verse earlier before we started, and it just hit me on a different level, which, I'm going to read it in Holy Instructions of Unity. It says, the gifts of the understanding are the treasures of Allah, and He appointed to everyone his portion. It would measure seem a good unto himself. And when I've just thought about it in relation to this, I may think I'm doing really good at
Mm-hmm.
sincerity, but that might just be the portion of my understanding or development of where I'm at now. That doesn't mean that I don't have more to climb, So I think there's like being humble and submissive to his obedience, recognizing that we are growing in stage. Just because the child knocks off fourth grade math, don't mean they know all the math. They still got many,
Mm-hmm.
many more steps of growth. And so I think even when we're passing exams, it's important, or we believe we're passing exams, that we have to recognize that our commitment to the faith and growth is we're still growing in that direction. We just don't, I got that, I'm done. Because that's really when the test comes. Because then you're like, oh, you got it. Let's check on this level. Do you have it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. If
Praise Allah.
yesterday or a moment if yesterday or a moment ago had been your final exam, praise Allah that it wasn't, because we're here today. How do you think you scored? Now listen to this part carefully, y'all. Above average, which is much better than usual. Average, not bad, but could have done better. Below average, you knew to do better or attempted, but you gave up and failed. Didn't try, wasn't going to try. And I want the
Now
viewers
we
to
talk about
participate in
yesterday.
this.
We talk
We're
about
talking about
yesterday,
yesterday
right?
or a moment ago. Or yesterday,
So
a
I
month
want to go
ago,
to
an hour
yesterday.
ago. Okay, let's
I want to
go.
go to yesterday. Yesterday, I did. What was the second one?
The second one
Not
was
a
average,
Average.
not bad, but could have done better.
yeah, yeah. I was average because you know, so many thoughts go through your head at times when you are dealing with certain things. And I'm grateful that I didn't let those low self thoughts direct my flesh and let my higher self prevail. However, I did have a couple thoughts of not being as spiritual as I could have been, as I could have been in certain moments.
I feel that.
And I went back and thought about it like, you know, comfort yourself with knowing that all you got to do is say your prayer and have patience, and all will be well. And so when I recognized those thoughts that came across my mind during some particular situations, I said, let me just get myself in tune with me. I don't have to worry about nothing or nobody else but myself. And as
Right.
long as I stay and remain content and doing what I'm supposed to do, all will be well. And then I would
Yes.
say like 15 minutes later, I was not even that long. Like probably 10 minutes later, I was good. Like, praise the Lord, what's gonna be, it's gonna be, what's gonna happen, it's gonna happen, and I'm gonna just let it ride. Because Allah is in control. Allah is in control. At the end of the
That's
day,
right.
that's all you can think about. And you have to comfort yourself with that Allah is in control. You know
That's
what I
right.
mean? Like things are there can be mad chaos around you, but you have to center yourself and know that what's going to be is going to be. You know, you don't know what may happen in the next moment. You know, you don't know what's going to happen 5 minutes from now, whatever the case may be. But just comfort yourself with Allah is in control.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I definitely had that moment yesterday, and I'm so grateful that because sometimes things happen to you. It could be you can give somebody a look, you can give somebody a certain energy, and you don't want to put that out. Excuse me, when it's an already difficult situation going on, you want to, you know, give the best that's within yourself.
That's right.
And so that's definitely something that I experienced yesterday. Um, and sometimes I think some people may look at it as a weakness of you not reacting to a certain situation, but every situation does not call for you to react to.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You just gotta let it be, let it go. It doesn't mean you any good. It doesn't have any saving power. So let Allah be the judge and deal with that. With that, I say
Yeah.
peace.
You know,
That
when
it's
we can
actually
catch
showing
ourselves.
strength.
Mm-hmm.
It
And
actually shows
consistency
strength.
in our practice.
We were
Mm-hmm.
talking about this yesterday as well. You know, like for instance, when someone gets angry, Sister Bray and I was talking about someone said, why do women cry when we get angry? Because sometimes we really want to misbehave, and the tears is what flows out because we really don't want to misbehave, but I think it's like we're trying to still ourselves, and the only thing we can do is cry, right? It's strength to being used to acting out and moving away from acting out, and showing restraint and remembering
Yeah.
that Allah is watching. You know, I just feel like it's a great strength to be able to not respond or not react in certain ways.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. When we cry, that's that conflict that can't be told in words. You know what I'm saying? That lower self wanting to go all the way in, but we let the higher self prevail. You
That's
know?
right.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Well,
I'll
I'm gonna
just
speak on.
say,
Oh, okay.
go I was going to give my score. You want my score for yesterday?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I want to hear your score. Do I
Okay.
need to repeat them or you know yours?
I know my score. I'm gonna say it was
Okay.
average, and I'll
Okay.
say that because one of the things that I am challenged with for myself, my own growth and development, is I will. There'll be things on my plate, and I get overwhelmed and frustrated. And even if those things are good, so for example, yesterday We had to get up early because we had to go to my daughter had a soccer game. It was the last game of the season. I actually haven't been able to make it because there was conflict with, everything else. It's like, I got to make it to this game. And in the pressure or in feeling like I have to do all these things, I don't show up correctly sometimes. I'm like rushing. Then I'm, got the face or hurry up. But it's supposed to be a good thing. We're here celebrating this child. We're giving her all the love and the moment, the attention, the support. And so I have that conflict that I'm aware of that I got to work through, which is sometimes the world will get you going or busy or a text or this gets you distracted. And you forget the whole message that you're supposed to be creating is love, And
Mm.
so, you know what I mean? So,
Yes.
so I say average because in the morning I was, oh my goodness, you gotta have breakfast. You gotta do, my daughter even stopped me. She said, I walked in the door, I was like, okay, you gotta get up. She looked at me, she's like, good morning. And I was like, oh, you're right. She's right. I came in with the poof, 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 let's go. That was not what we needed to hear. She needed to hear, good morning. Hey, but I was 30 minutes in my day and that didn't happen. And so until we got there, and then in the middle of the game, I was watching the game and, they were, one team got the point, they were waiting. And I just sat there for a moment during the session. I said, wait a minute, it was a beautiful day. It was like 55 degrees, but it was still like the sun was beaming on us. So even though it should be cold where it was, the sun was on us and we could see this water in Alameda. And I was like, this is beautiful. This is where she gets to play for the last game. Like, why am I not in this moment? And I said a prayer. I was like, I got to reset a bit to get me, to get my energy back where it needs to be, which is supposed to be all love and support. And praise all I was able to do it. So I say above average I say average because I knew I could have done better. And I see this, like particularly in the morning, I got to sit and be still earlier so I don't come in like, blah, let's get it, because everything's got to go and it's got to go to a certain time. Sometimes I got to remember, like the sister said, Allah's leading. What is the intent for today? What are you creating? Are you creating a crazy day or are you creating a loving day? And I have to remember, oh, I'm the creator. Oh, wait, I can't complain. I can't blame nobody. So it took me a few hours. And then I remembered it. And then I had to set myself in that all throughout the day. Because it's not just me. I'm creating things that create chaos around other people. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I'm setting her off.
Yeah.
How
about that?
I would say that I'm sorry.
Go ahead, sis.
I would say I was average yesterday as well. I woke up feeling great. My body wasn't giving me too much issues. I mean, it comes with this body anyway. But I was feeling good. I didn't have to iron my clothes for Sunday school. It was just already ready to go, And then I got in my car and on my way to Sunday school, someone cut in front of me. And sometimes I take bad driving personal because in my mind I'm thinking, why would your vehicle is a weapon, right? People should. I feel just why are people not more mindful how dangerous it is to cut in front of someone without a signal light? Like, what is that about? And I lost it a little bit, and then I had to bring myself back because even though the person couldn't hear me talking, Allah can, and I know what I was saying. I knew I was wrong, And I said, okay, you're gonna have to, center yourself before you walk in here to your holy place. Don't bring that in there. And that's what I did, and so average. I need a makeup exam.
Hey, well, praise Allah. Hopefully you can get to do the makeup exam. I'm a reflect back, and it wasn't yesterday, but it was some days ago. I had a situation with someone very, very close and dear to me, and And during the moment, words were said to me that really, really hurt. And I'm going to say that the interaction with the individual had been going on for a minute, and I was attempting to do what I knew to do, and like I said, those words, they just kept coming and they just kept coming, and I lost sight. I lost sight, and I allowed my vision to shift, and I got caught up in what I was seeing and what I was hearing. And therefore I failed. I mean, I gave up. Let me say that. I didn't fail, but I gave up on exercising or demonstrating what I knew to do. And that day was rough for me. And it wasn't so much after the fact of what was said to me anymore. But when I got in my room and I had a moment to myself, I thought, wow, Tracy, would you talk to Allah like that? And all I could think of was, when man harms another man, he does a wrong to Allah. I totally lost focus. And later on, someone I was talking to on the phone, and they was asking me about how my day was. And I've never said this. And I said, I can't wait till tomorrow. And then it hit me again. It's not promised. Tomorrow is not promised. And so this is one of those times when the moment is so important to me, because that's the only thing I'm guaranteed is that moment. And even if I don't do the exact right thing, it's my intent, the sincerity to do my best, And when I fail to make that speedy reparation, to fix it to the best of my ability, I don't know how to quote that instruction all the way, but I know that to make that wrong right the best I can with the time that I'm given. And I did do that day, but I scored below average on that one. Below average. Knew what to do, attempted to do what I knew to do. But when I took my focus off of Allah, I gave up. And seeing Allah and man is one of the things that I do struggle with, because I'm so accustomed to reacting and responding to situations and people and things based on what I see, based on what I hear. But the one thing for sure, I know Allah is a man. So even if I don't see him, I know he's in there. I know he's in there because the instructions tell me he's in there, and I believe the instructions. I believe them. So it hurt me that I reacted knowing better than. So, but praise Allah for the makeup test, because guess what? I'm here today, baby. And I had the opportunity to make that up. Thank you for the makeup test.
No. I was thinking, praise Allah that you, Reflections of Business of Man, you even remembered it. You even thought about it. And then you're here working on it. So, okay, that was it. To me, that you might have failed the quiz, but there's more tests coming to make sure that you continue to grow. So praise Allah, you with us.
That's right.
Absolutely.
I was going to touch on what Sister Ravenel Bay was speaking of, because I can identify with that. You know, when you're getting up in the morning, you have a lot. You know you have a lot to do, and I often think about the fact that it's not just me that's about to do all this hustle bustle stuff. I have my children, my husband, my household, and sometimes, just to be honest, I get up and I'm like if I woke up a little bit late, because sometimes, praise Allah for my husband, I know he doesn't want me disturbed when I'm sleeping. But if that alarm goes off, we gotta move because sometimes he'll just push the little button, like give her like 10 more minutes, and then that 10 minutes turns into like a longer time. And so we really be behind. But praise Allah, I like to get up and I go into my children's rooms, and I'm always saying, good morning, Islam, good morning. It's time to get up and stuff like that, because I feel like when you set them up to have a good day and kind of make sure that it's a mellow tone and it's peaceful, at least try your best to do that, they have a more productive day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Versus them like, oh my goodness, we're late. We gotta hurry up. We gotta da 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 da. And not saying that we don't have those days, because we definitely do. We definitely do. But I try to have because it's 4 of them. I try to make sure that nobody's arguing in the morning. Come on, let's have a good day today. Nobody touched anybody's stuff and all because they all kinds of things. And sometimes I'm like, this is not the time to have this discussion right now. Right now, the goal is to get dressed, brush our teeth, wash our face, get ready to get out to school. And so I try to make sure that we are on that same vibration. We're all on that same accord. And some days it works and some days it doesn't. But I think it's definitely up to me to set the tone in the home so that everybody can be okay. You know what I mean? Even though you know that you have so many things going on in your mind, and sometimes I know carrying that weight of being the mom and the wife, and we wear a lot of different turbans. There are times when there's so much on your plate that you don't even know how you're going to do it. But somehow Allah is going to see it fit for you to do what you are able to do. I think that's one of the many lessons that I've had to learn. I used to be a person that I wouldn't leave the house without it being straightened up and cleaned, and stuff had to be done at a certain time, like literally. And I had to say, this is going to have to wait. I don't have time to do all of this right now. It's going to be all right. You know what I mean? And that's just, it is what it is, especially since some of my children have, grown older. I'm like, I'm not about to be going around picking up all their toys and jackets and, that demonstration from the Karate Kid movie where they throw the jacket on the ground and you got to keep telling them to pick it up. No. Y'all going to learn to do that. I'm not going to keep doing that every morning. Or if one of the lessons I teach them is when they can't find something in the morning, oh, well, you should have put your stuff where you could find it. If you can't find it, you don't need it. Okay, so let's go. And so they kind of get a little annoyed, but it's learning lessons. It's tools to teach them. This is what we need to do to prepare ourselves to do what we need to do for the next day. So in doing that, I'm also teaching myself, you got to make sure that you're on point. You know what I mean? Because they're following your lead. And so when they're following your lead, make sure that you're setting the right type of tone. Praise Allah.
Yeah, we are patterns for the children. We're patterns for all of that, because when you said that, I thought about, sometimes I would, particularly on Fridays, I would do something different, and I used to play, you all know the song Bill Withers, Lovely Day. I would play that. And I would play that, and and I put in the speaker in the hallway, and doom 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 doom. It starts playing, and they know, right? And then it's like, okay, let's get in the groove, And my son has done that, and it's funny because that used to be something that I would do to set the tone sometimes, particularly Friday. But he did it one day because there was a lot going on. He just put it on in the kitchen, and I was like, okay, you're giving them whatever they can pick up, and he was trying to make it a fun day that day that there was stuff going on. So just like Jesus was a pattern, the prophet the pattern, I've been
That's
thinking a
right.
lot about how we are all can be patterns when we're doing the work, when
Right.
we're pounding in them instructions and making them a part of every part, we walk in the talk, so that when
Mm-hmm.
that test or that exam come in, we can praise Allah. Hopefully we can pray to pass it. So
Mm. Mm.
we're
Praise
patterns.
Allah. Praise Allah for sending us the prophet who in his lessons teaches us that we are creators and we can create our days, our heaven or our hell.
Right.
And when you said that you put the Bill Withers on, at one time, Alexa was set for 6 a.m. for Bill Withers every morning. A lovely day every
Mm-hmm.
morning. And then I also remember Brother Leader speaking about, and Brother Chaser as well, always speak about we got to be careful what we listen to, what we watch,
Mm-hmm.
what kind of music we listen to, and things of that nature. Because, I'm from Texas and I like Texas rap. But I have to be careful of what I listen to, especially when I'm about to interact with a multitude of people in that day, right? So I listen to soft music, more music that's about love and friendship and these things. And it's wild that "Lovely Day" is the song to get you right. It's gonna be a lovely day. Period.
It's an
Mm-hmm.
affirmation when you say that. It's like
Yeah,
say it
Yeah.
it will be,
Yes.
yeah.
you're right. This is music does. I try to explain to my daughter because I get it. I grew up from New York. I
Hmm.
want to hear some Jay-Z. I want to hear some stuff that I probably should. But the vibrations, and it's interesting when you get older, you can feel that. I
Hmm.
can.
Yeah.
There's sometimes
Yes.
where I will go to our holy day sessions on Fridays and hear the songs, or Sakara Sacred Healing, Sister Bear Bay was on there and she was saying for a bit on her opening in the last show. And I played that on a few loops because it changed my vibration.
Yeah,
And then I was able to walk into the situation in a different way. So you're right. We have to be mindful of that, what we absorb, because we then give it off.
that's right.
Mm.
Oh, y'all should see me
Mm.
in the mirror in the morning to Bill Withers talking about some when I look at you. I be feeling myself in the morning. Yes, because it's got to be a lovely day today. We're going to make sure of that. Yes. Mm, excuse me. Did this a question that, I guess we've asked ourselves. Did I do enough to make a great impact on the lives of others?
I'm going to jump in there and just say, that's a hard question. I saw that question because I feel like my responsibility, my responsibility as a parent is the children I have. And so I pray Allah that I'm still here to help give them the lessons and the teachings that they need so that they can be honorable adults and a productive member of society. So it's a beautiful question, but when I hear that, I don't feel like I have because I feel like there's still more work to do.
Work to do. That's right.
You know,
Mm.
that's me right now.
Wow. Praise the Lord. Can you repeat the question
But
really quick?
Yes. Did I do enough to make a great impact on the lives of others?
Praise the Lord. Sister Britt, you was about to say something?
No, you go ahead. You can go ahead.
Praise the Lord. I don't know if I've done enough you said to impact the lives of others.
Mm-hmm.
To make a great impact.
To make a great impact. Yeah, I don't know. I think, some years ago I was very much so a people pleaser when I was younger. I wanted everybody to be, happy with me, okay with me. Um, I tried to overcompensate. I tried to just do everything for people. And then I realized people gonna feel how they want to feel. All you can do is be the best you. Um, I think at times people want you to be what their expectation of you is versus who you are. And I think that I can't live up to your expectation if I don't even know what your expectation is. But for me, I think that as long as I am living the prophet's lessons and doing the best that I can, it's funny because I had this conversation a couple days ago with my husband, and I said, I am definitely a person that minds her business. I don't go out looking for anybody else's stuff to get into. Um, when someone comes to me and needs my assistance with something or advice for something, or we just have dialogue, then I'm there. I'm there for whoever needs me. But I'm not a person that gets into stuff. And I literally worry about my own stuff. You know what I mean? Living this life of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, um, it's only easy if you make it easy for yourself. And
That's right.
that's, putting away all tempting thoughts that are not for good or not for purity. And me focusing on that within myself is enough to keep me busy. So I don't have time to worry about what everybody else is doing. Um, and as I said before, I tried to make people happy, and it was like they were still treating me as if I didn't belong or was unwanted or undesired. And I was like, I literally came to the decision one day that you're enough. Like, why you keep going through jumping through all these hoops and they're not going to change. They're not going to change. They're going to keep feeling however they feel. And what you got to do is you got to be able to wake up in the morning and look at yourself and say, was I the best person that I could possibly be for myself first?
So,
For myself first.
that's right.
For my husband, for my children. First of all, and let me, because I said that out of order. Let me be the best person I can be for Allah and the Prophet. Because see, at times we worried about man. Man is truth and falsehood strangely mixed. That's something that we have to remember. Man is truth and falsehood strangely mixed. So if we are, and I'm going to speak for myself, if I am constantly trying to sway somebody or get in someone's good graces just for them to like me, and nothing that I do, no matter what I do or how much I do, is going to make them love and appreciate the good person that I am, that's between them and Allah. It don't have
That's
nothing to
right.
do with me.
There you go.
It has
There you go.
nothing to do with me. And I have to accept that. And when they come to me and we may have a conversation or have an exchange and it doesn't go the way I would like it to go, I just say my prayer. Because only Allah can change the hearts of men, women, whatever. Only Allah can change those hearts. So at the end of the day, just make sure you being a good Moorish American. Make sure you following Allah and the Prophet, being good and righteous, and being a good wife, a good mother. It's funny because right before the show, I had an interview with one of my sisters. She needed to interview me for something, and it was about leadership in the business field. And she asked me a question of what do you think a good leader is? And I said somebody who is humble.
Mm-hmm.
Who is humble. There's leaders all around the world, but somebody that is humble and has empathy and has respect and has love and care for whether it's the people that you deal with, the people that you work with. That's what the goal is. The goal is to be friendly to mankind as mankind should be friendly to thee.
Mm-hmm.
we all trying to work out our life sums. We all got things that we going through and experiences that we have had. But at the end of the day, I want to be looked at as someone who is genuinely kind and loving and respectful to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
With that, I say peace.
Yeah.
Well, so say the question again, sis.
Okay. Did I do enough to make a great impact on the lives of others?
Well, what's enough? What's enough? Because when I think about Allah's love for me, it's limitless.
That's
It's
right.
limitless. And so my impact on others, I can't say that I actually give it a specific thought. I just try to be the best person I can be. And I hope me being the best person that I can be, I hope that does have a great impact on others. I want to have a great impact on others, an impact that will lead them to Allah if they're not already there. But I don't know what's enough. The mere fact that I'm still here, I guess I got more to give, more impressions to make. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think of anything as being enough. And it's funny that you asked this question, Sister Grit. It is so perfect. It is so on time because yesterday I had a moment and I recall saying, I'm done.
Mm.
And I heard this small voice. I swear seconds after I said that, you done. No, what I said was, I can't do this.
Mm.
And what I heard was, you can do it. You just don't choose to.
Mm.
But I went to Sunday school and changed all of that because there was something spoken that I needed to hear. So once again, what's enough? What's enough? Because my low tells me a lot of times when I'm having the same encounter with the same thing, I'm tired. I feel like that. I can't go no further. But my spirit be saying, yes, you can. It's do you want to go? It's do you want to do? So what's enough? So what they keep talking to you? We was talking about serving that 4 to 6 to do you harm. Heavy joints. Heavy joint.
Mm-hmm.
So this is why I gotta continue my practice. Ain't dead yet. This same person that's seeking to harm me, really? You for real? Oh, we need to talk. We need to talk about this.
Yes.
But for real, he said ain't nothing to talk about.
Mm.
I said it, and that's what it is.
Yep.
That's what it is. Jesus said, what I have done, all men shall do. So if I can do it, you can do it. I'm still working with that one. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I'm still working with that one.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so I can't say what's enough. I just hope that when Allah call on me, I'm ready. I'm attentive, prepared. For whatever the task is. I hope that I'm ready, attentive for the task. And that's why I stay in this circle 7. That's why I try my best to practice these instructions to the best of my ability, because I don't know what he's going to call me for, because I do pray and ask him to use me as an instrument. I love the feeling of that. I love the look on others' face when I'm used as an instrument to be effective in someone else's life. Yeah, so what's enough? What's enough?
Yeah. I'm gonna just add this to my thought as I'm listening. The question of what is enough. I don't know the answer to that, because when I reverse that question is, what impact have I experienced? Do I feel like that person gave enough? There are many things and many people, you all, who've impacted my life in great ways. But I don't think the intention was, I'm going to impact you. I think the thought was, I'm going to live and walk the walk, right?
There it
And
is.
I'm going to
There it
use
is.
these words. So when you said that, it also made me think about, I have a friend who had lost someone, their mother. And so I'm going through that, and I have not walked it. I don't have that experience yet, but I'm trying to do the best I can for her. And so I've been turning to the lessons to share. And they're not in the movement, but these lessons for all. So whatever I can say or speak, I'm just quoting the lesson and praying that that is enough. And she kept saying, "Oh, these are such beautiful poetic words." I'm thinking, these are not my words. Let me just say to you, these are my teachings,
Yes.
And I
That's
pray
right.
that you see whatever you see in there gives you the strength you need to do today or whatever was going on. And so when you say that, I actually hear, am I living the word and doing the work for my brothers and sisters in humanity? Am I making human hearts my altar and my flame,
There you
so
go.
that
There you go.
Speak on
they
this,
can
sis.
be impacted? That's what
Yes.
I hear. It's like, I was like, what? Wait a minute. Human hearts, my
Mm-hmm.
altar. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. We know this.
Right.
What is the hand for? It's a miracle.
Mm-hmm.
Is it not to lift up your brother and sister? So
That's right.
That's it.
we're here to do
That's
all
right.
of that work.
Yes.
And if we're
That's
Yes.
not
right.
doing it, we're not making an impact. Period.
That's right. That's right.
Praise
That's right,
Allah.
sis.
I can honestly say that I could definitely do more, you know. But this question was for that final exam, right? But
Mm.
have I done enough? There's always work to do, especially you got to start with self. And I was hearing you, Sister Britt Bay, you know, but I also know that, in certain situations, not all relationships, certain situations, we have the right to not hurt anymore. We have that right. Allah gives us
Mm.
will, and He gives
Mm-hmm.
us free choice to use that, and we have the right to say, this is hurting me. This is hurting me a lot. I don't want to hurt no more. We are creators, so we create the a space that we don't sit in to not be a, 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 a bullseye for someone else's venom. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Or a
Like
pawn.
we have that choice to remove ourselves from anything that's causing us harm or hurt. Yeah, we're supposed to be able to extend ourselves to those, but that don't mean that we have to be in the mix of all of that, right? You can treat somebody well. You can extend yourself from a distance. Sometimes you don't even have to see someone to really extend your hand.
Right.
With this electrifying age, anything is possible. So I just wanted
Mm.
to put that out there, because I had been in in an experience where I'm supposed to stay. I'm supposed to work it out. Don't give up. Stay in the ring. Don't abandon these people. But the whole time, I'm falling apart. I'm just lost and gone. Like
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
who's filling my cup up other than myself?
Mm-hmm.
Who's filling my
Mm-hmm.
cup up? So it's okay to choose love and happiness and joy and a peace of mind over misery, slander, murder, theft, and anything that harm. Peace.
That's right.
You,
Yes.
sis, when you said that, it made me question, what did our lessons say? What did Jesus do? There are many times when you read the chapter, you read it, Jesus he'll say something and he walked away.
That's
He
it.
said
That's
his
it.
message and he walked away. I was just looking at, John the Harbinger. He said, prepare Jerusalem, prepare to meet your king. He said no more. He left the court and no one saw him go. Okay, so there are many times that I have to remind myself that I don't need to sit in a situation. He didn't sit in it. He didn't say that. That's you don't have to sit in that, But you do what's right for you, and then you can remove yourself. And we have
That's
to
right.
feel that power to do that as well.
Praise Allah.
We got 5 minutes. What's the last question before we wrap up? Go ahead.
I
Okay.
thought Ray was going to say something. Go ahead.
No, I was going to read a question, but if you have one, we can go with that.
No, go ahead. I'm good. Praise Allah.
Sister Britt Bay?
What? No. A question?
Okay. Sister Reverend Bay?
Go ahead, Sister Grill.
Yes.
You got it ready.
Okay. How can we live in a manner worthy of Allah's paradise?
That's a good closing question. Say that again.
Yes, ma'am. How can we live a life in a manner that is worthy of Allah's paradise?
Wow.
You said worthy, so I immediately think of, humble and obedient and submissive to his supreme discretion. Because, I don't say I can do that. I don't do that every day. But to me,
right.
It's like that just you're fully in peace in this movement, fully in.
I have one. I have an instruction, and it's so deep because I was on this page from Holy Instructions from the Prophet, Master and Servant, chapter 28. I'm going to go to instruction 9 where it says, he shall serve thee faithfully from the motive of gratitude. He shall obey thee cheerfully from the principle of love, and fail thou not in return to give his diligence and fidelity their proper reward. Praise Allah.
Praise Allah.
Yeah, I concur with what the sister said. I figured the prophet gave us those 5 principles for a reason. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. We live according to those,
I think doing right, just doing right. It's sometimes we make things that are so simple seem so difficult. It's not difficult. It's following the.
Think she froze?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think I caught that thought, which was following the principles, keeping it simple.
That's right. That's
it. And if she's right, if you can't love, well, that's the first truth. Yeah. Well, that sounds pretty simple.
That's right.
Peace. Yes. I mean, we know the opposite is chaos. Freedom.
That's right.
You bounding down somebody else and being just. That to me,
yes.
you got to be just. So you're right. Those 5 simple principles. They seem simple, but put them into action. That's the real test to me.
Praise Allah.
Praise Allah.
All right. Well, we're about to close out. Any last closing thoughts before we do?
Go
ahead.
I just want to say, for there is no failure for the human soul, for Allah is leading on, and victory is sure.
Praise Allah. Anyone else? Closing thoughts?
If I didn't tell you all how beautiful you look, y'all look beautiful. Bow, bow, bow.
Praise Allah, you as well. Yeah, absolutely. I just wanted to extend love and a birthday shout out to my youngest daughter, Zakaria Hopkins Bay, whose birthday is on Wednesday, and she will be turning 9.
Well, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, sister.
Yes, happy birthday. Okay,
so I gotta get over there so she can do my face. That's the makeup artist, right?
No,
Is
Sakara.
this the makeup artist?
This is Sakara. She's the older girl. She's the makeup artist.
Okay, okay.
Zakaria is the actual drawing artist, so she can hook you up a nice picture too. So when you come, we'll have something
Okay,
ready. Praise Allah.
okay. Praise Allah.
Praise Allah.
Plans. Praise Allah. Well, let's just first off want to say thank you so much to our viewers, everyone for joining us in conversation. I love to see the comments and how you answer the questions. So keep those coming in. That really gives us inspiration as we continue to think about our questions. We do want to give a special honors to our Grand National Assistant Chairman, Brother V. Balbay. His mother has made her transition. May Allah bless her and she continue to sail on smoother seas. We also have the Brothers and Sisters of Charity of Temple Number 71 will do their monthly food giveaway on November 26th. If you show up at the temple, come around a little bit after 11:30 a.m. That's in Washington, D.C. Of course, this Friday, we have our Holy Day meeting. It'll be at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and Sunday school at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. But of course, before then, this Wednesday, you get to see Universal Love with Brother and Sister Adams Bay. They're going to have their beautiful show. Thank you for continuing to do the work. And then the following Wednesday, we got Sakara Sacred Healing with Brother and Sister Berry Bay. And their show is going to be next week. But the following week, you get to see Girl Talk, Real Talk, Moorish Talk back at it. So we look forward to seeing you all. And may Allah bless you all. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.